All right, guys, I'm about to show you a sound design trick that is going to make your life easy because I know a lot of people, I spent years trying to learn sound design. And although learning a synth like Serum or something like that can be very useful, I'm going to show you guys how instantly within a few seconds, you can actually get some of the most insane melodies with really creative sounds. So a lot of people sleep on these melodic one-shots. We have a ton of different packs. There's actually going to be a link in the description for some for you guys to play with. But let me play a few of these. So these are just one little note sounds that you can use to actually build entire melodies out of. Some people click these and they don't even realize what they're actually used for. So what you want to do is you're actually going to be using this like an instrument, okay? So if I just drag a sound in and I were to play it on the MIDI real quick, you can hear right off the rip, I can essentially play some chords and get some really cool stuff, okay? So one thing I like to do is I actually like to combine this with some of our MIDI packs. So let me dive in. Let's just try these. I'll play some more different MIDI with it. As you can see in the sound, it already has so much character and stuff built in because that original little one-shot sound we had actually wasn't perfect, which really makes this amazing, right? Because all these little imperfections that are essentially printed on this small sample, when played across the keyboard, all those little imperfections essentially get scaled across the keyboard and really cool stuff starts to happen. And a lot of times when I'm playing these in, if it's too high, like you bring in the MIDIs, and a lot of that's too high, what I do is I just bring it down an entire octave. And you've kind of like the sweet spot essentially for that sample. But let me show you real quick because I already like how this one's sounding. But the thing is, there are tons of these different samples. So I'm going to find a couple more and show you how quickly I can change the sound. Okay, so we got this piano sound here. Okay, I'm just going to keep playing some more. Actually, on FL Studio, if you click this middle mouse button here, I can just quickly change the sound to the next sound. As you can see, you can try, and there are literally hundreds and hundreds of these types of sounds in different Cymatics packs and stuff. Highly recommend doing this. And the reason I like this, because if you think about from a creative perspective, you want to find the different tricks that are very easy to implement and very fast for your workflow, because a lot of times how good a producer is really how good you can find an answer. Because you kind of start to play around with different things, and all you're doing is, as a producer, you're just trying different techniques, and you're almost spinning a slot machine saying, okay, what am I going to get if I try this technique or that sound design technique? And the different sound design techniques that are very easy to use, but you get a really good result, are really good because now I can try hundreds of different sounds in literally just a few minutes if I keep clicking. And one really cool thing here is actually layering these things together. So I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to find a high layer. So if I turn that down a bit, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the original as well on top of it. I'm going to stack them together. And then now, right off the rip, you have this one on top of this one playing together, and you get really cool textures really out of your melody. And you can even play with the volume levels, right? I'm letting this sound dominate more, but if I were to turn that one down and this other one up, watch how the sound will shift. Now I'm going to go back. As you can see right there, the sounds are incredible. And one of the cool parts about this is that there are so many little sounds like this that have the craziest outcomes. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to do another one real quick, and I'm just going to find some MIDI. I think one important thing to note with this type of thing is you have two different options. Okay, you can do what I did, or I like to find the different tricks. I can try out lots of different sounds and find what I'm looking for quickly and try a bunch of new stuff. But if you want to go in here, you could like jump into the piano roll, lay down a melody real quick. I'll make something. So let's say I just lay down some basic chords. I can add a little bass note. And then I can do the same thing. I can try out different sounds. Keep in mind, guys, these ADSR settings are very, very important. Sometimes those big notes are dragging on top of each other. And if you start to play some chords and everything sounds like it's just like bleeding into each other, you see how all the sounds continue to play and they're bleeding into each other? You need to go into your sampler settings and change the ADSR controls. So on this one now, if I play it here, now, as soon as I stop, the notes stop, right? And that you're going to find those in your ADSR settings. And you can do some cool stuff too, like delay the attack a little bit. It kind of makes it swell. It's really cool. But if you're having that issue of sounds stacking on top of each other, that's what I would suggest. See, already we have like some cool stuff right there. And then now, even if I wanted to take it, I have some other cool ones here. Let me find them. So let's say if I'm dragging some extras. You can actually use a arpeggiator to take it, or actually strummer too. I accidentally clicked that, but I'm just gonna fucking run with it. It's a little ARP tool. See, a little ARP tool can be really cool because it just adds like extra melodies just from taking that bass chord sound. That main synth sound sounds good, but you can also do a little processing on each individual layer. See, already right here, just to show you guys, like, to be contextual with it, I'll put in like a quick bass sample. I'm telling you, you can find so many interesting sounds. I can grab another one and yeah, we'll find actually some more sounds and just keep layering creative textures with one-shots. This little flute is kind of weird. Watch this, I'm just gonna click randomly, see what I can come up with. First thing I'm gonna say is that little bleeding is happening. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn on the envelope. I think that sounds really cool, but I just want to like throw some processing on. And even something like this, I'm just going to put a drum loop on it so you can hear, because I just want to build out the drums for a melody video. All right, so even just... So as you can see, you can get some really cool original melodies using this trick, and I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what you're looking for. If you're looking for bass sounds, this is great for. If you're looking for melodic elements, if you want extra layers, if you want extra sounds to play on a keyboard, I personally use one-shots way more than I use any sort of VST sound. I'm telling you, I think it's a lot better, and one of the big reasons that I believe it's better is because it's essentially imperfect sounds. It's these printed sounds that already have effects on there, right? So for example, let me show you some of these imperfections I'm talking about. So if I go to our newest production suite, Analog Evolution, and I go to these pedal one-shots. Like this one. That's a weird sound. Little stuff's happening. So when you play two of those, three of those, that weirdness is all happening, right? We'll try. Oh, there's a really cool one. Listen to it. You can hear like weird little things because we processed a lot of these with pedals, and that's honestly what makes a lot of our one-shot specials is the processing initially that went into it. So look, I'm gonna play some of these. It's the best sound design trick. All you have to do is just click one time, one of it, bring it in there, and you essentially get infinite combinations. And the way this really should help you as a producer is you're allowed to be more picky, because now instead of spending 30 minutes designing one sound and your only output you get is that one sound you made, now you can essentially try and test out hundreds of different sounds. And I haven't even done any really crazy processing on the effects side of things. Just by swapping the one shots out, you can get a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool layers. And then what I would do is, if you want to push this really to the next level, play with the layers, right? So I'm going to say, okay, what about this one with just this sound? It's like, okay, no, let me try this one plus this one. Play with the volume levels. And start to mix and match the different layers, okay? And then if you use this trick, I mean, I have only been tweaking this not very long, right? It was only a couple minutes to really get it started. And if you're somebody who likes to play out stuff on the keyboard, drag in a one shot to your sampler, do it that way. If you like to draw in notes, do it that way. One thing that I love the most is, because I'm not like necessarily the best songwriter, I can get really incredible stuff just by diving into our MIDI packs, okay? This right here is like, honestly, one of the biggest workflow tips. If you guys love looking for cool sounds, if you guys love getting started very quick, if you guys want something that's going to help you make better music because you're going to be able to test out hundreds of different sounds, start using melodic one-shots. There will actually be a link in the description to a free melodic one-shot pack. If you want to get a paid one that's really sick, it's actually Analog Dreams. It's $35. I would highly recommend getting it. It's the thing I've been using for a lot of this video. Right here, it has a bunch of different collections inside of it. But either way, guys, I hope this video helps. If you have any questions about how to use these one-shots, just leave a comment below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.